Hello, my name's Jane Simmons and I'm in my studio. This is my studio, and I'm going to read you my latest novel, Ship's Cat Doris. There you are. That's what it looks like. And I'm going to read you the opening chapter, and I'll show you the picture on the first page. It's called Bosun Finds a Kitten. It was a horrible stormy night. The little kitten snuggled up with Mummy Cat and listened to the thunder and lashing rain outside. The largest black and white kitten jostled with his brothers and sisters for the best and warmest position. He pushed his nose into the soft, warm fur of Mummy's coat. Shouting and screaming floated up the stairs. It had been going on all evening. It wasn't unusual. The family were loud and nasty, and they argued with each other all the time. Hidden away in a cupboard on the landing, Mummy Cat had found the best place she could to protect her brood from the rough handling and loud voices of her violent owners. "You'll be leaving soon," she said, nuzzling her kittens gently one by one. She had been through it all before and knew the time was coming. "You must be brave and make the best of your new homes." She gave them all a comforting lick. The largest kitten snuggled up even closer to her and listened to the shouting and banging from below. He didn't like the family. They were rough with him. Just that morning he had been asleep when one of the children had grabbed him and started chucking him about. The woman had snatched him off the child, but she was no kinder, and had thrown him into the air. He'd been terrified. One minute he was sleeping, and the next he was flying through the air. He had managed to land without hurting himself, but as soon as he touched the ground, the woman had grabbed him again, so he bit in her as hard as he could and fled back to Mummy Cat. Suddenly the noises from below stopped. The kittens heard someone coming through the front door. "You'll be first, little one," Mummy Cat nuzzled the largest kitten. They always pick the biggest first. "And you bit the woman today." She hated losing her kittens, but she knew there was nothing she could do to stop it. She felt this tough little kitten had a better chance of surviving outside than any of her other babies. So she gently reassured him to help him on his way. "Be brave. Everything will be all right." She licked his face. The kitten couldn't think of anywhere else he'd rather be. This was his whole world, tucked up with his brothers and his sisters in Mummy's warm fur. "I want to stay with you," he said. Angry determination set on his tiny features. Mummy Cat smiled at him, although the tiny frown broke her heart. Suddenly the airing cupboard door was flung open. All the kittens tensed as one of the children appeared in the doorway and stared at them. They were all scared of the children. "Get that big black and white one!" the woman shouted from below. The child grabbed the largest kitten. Although he clung on as hard as he could, claws out, trying to stay with his brothers and sisters, the child was much too strong and easily lifted him free of the cupboard. "Mummy!" he screamed in panic, all the time clawing to get back. But the cupboard door slammed shut and the child ran down the stairs, gripping tightly onto him with his sticky little hands. He was passed from sticky hands to sweaty hands, and then to rough-skinned, gentle hands. He was lifted up, and he looked into the kind eyes, peering out of a craggy, weather-warmed face. Now is this Doris. It was a gentle face that matched the gentle hand he was sitting in. The man's eyes twinkled softly with a kind humour, and the kitten was calmed by his low, soft voice. His panic subsided as his curiosity swelled, and everything seemed to slow down. He blinked at the gentle face. "This cat is definitely female?" Bosun asked the woman. "Of course it's female," the woman snapped. "She's as gentle as a butterfly," she added in a hissing whisper, flashing a sickly smile at Bosun. "She's perfect," beamed Bosun. "Are you going to be a good ratter, little cat?" Bosun's smile lit up his whole face, and his twinkling eyes radiated warmth and kindness. The kitten relaxed into a bubble of safe tranquillity and purred. Outside, the thunderstorm was relentless. He curled up snugly in the chest pocket of Bosun's heavy coat and listened to the noise of the wind and the rain beating against the damp fabric. The motion of Bosun walking rocked him in a gentle rhythm. He snuggled down, settled by the steamy warmth. Curling up into a tight ball, he shut his eyes and was comforted a little by the homely smell around him. He was glad to be away from the frightening children, but he missed Mummy Cat already. 1 minute he'd been curled up in her soft fur with his brothers and sisters. The next, his whole family had gone, and he was inside a dark, smelly pocket. Suddenly the kitten felt very lonely and anxious. Where was he going? What would his new home be like? And you'll have to find out by reading the rest of the book.